Boom, 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 gotta get that boom, 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 gotta get. Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the side.
Very serious.
Recording live from a tiny little hut in the jungles of Green Hill Zone, this is the Sonic Boomcast, Episode 1. With me tonight is Shane Edwards.
Howdy, Ice.
Tanner Bates.
Hello.
Ledice Garcia.
Hey.
And Christian Gausin, is it?
Yeah.
Gausin. Okay, I got it right. Anyway, so this is the first in a series of podcasts separate from my Sonic Talk, where we'll be mainly focusing on Sonic Boom. And I just kind of wanted to get the jump ahead because I'm sure there'll be other kind of podcasts like that in the future. And when it first was announced late last year, all we saw was some silhouettes. We could see there's some serious differences between the cast members, especially Knuckles.
Yeah, and
Knuckles
I really didn't want to think it was like I just want to think that maybe it was just abstract for what was to come, because I didn't think they're going to actually change the designs.
Yeah, everybody kept thinking Sonic had a vest for a while, but it ended up being a scarf. I remember everybody, penciling in and coloring in the designs to see what happened. Amy and Tails pretty much came up on par.
Yeah.
And Knuckles kept changing depending on who was drawing it. But yeah, we didn't realize for a long time there wasn't a vest. It was just a scarf.
Yeah.
Very similar to Drake's from Uncharted, his scarf.
Yeah, Sonic decided just to go to Starbucks. Like, yeah, I can go for a Starbucks. I'm just going with this scarf to look cool.
I think what everybody wasn't expecting was all the sports tape.
Yeah. I think it went a little bit overboard. I mean, replacing the gloves with sports tape is okay. Like, I like what they did with Knuckles, where it's actual metal Knuckles with sports tapes wrapped around it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But then when it gets on like on the feet and everything else, that's a bit much.
Yeah.
Don't forget the cars being wrapped in it.
And the funny thing is, this isn't even Olympic season yet.
All right. And although it makes sense for Stick's Boomerang to have sports tape on it, because that's grip right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so finally they had the big announcement back in February in New York, where we saw a scene from the show, little quick trailers of the Wii U video game. Nothing from 3DS until E3 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we finally saw how they looked, and we got an idea of what the show's going to be like. Basically, it's just a 11-minute comedy routines, basically like a situation comedy, but with more action adventure and similar style to like Adventures of Sonic, but maybe not as silly. And basically, the biggest reaction, of course, was the redesigns on the characters.
Oh yeah.
Buckles.
With with Buffles.
I think that was my biggest gripe right there was Buffles.
Buckles.
Tails
Tails got the least of it. I mean, he basically just has a wrench and goggles, and that looks like the
Steampunk
inventor type.
He got a wrench.
He looks like he really matches, what he's supposed to do, but
that's what they were going for, I think.
Yeah.
They were trying to match up the looks for what they are.
Yeah, but that's also my problem with Knuckles at the same time. I don't know whether this is me being hypocritical after what I just said about Tails, but it seems like that in order to demonstrate that the guy is strong, they gotta look strong, and that kind of bothers me. Is like, do they have to look like buff freaks?
Yeah, it is a little bit overboard on Knuckles, especially considering he's still got really skinny, tiny legs.
I mean, even with the regular adventure Knuckles onward, it's like he's got the buff chest. He looks pretty strong with those big old fists and the buff chest.
Yeah, sounds like Popeye.
I think Knuckles looked perfect as he was during Adventure Onward. So to see him go even more stereotypical design just to show off his strength was kind of bothering me.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for him being like the strong and stupid one of the group.
And that bothers me even more. It's like, do they always have to be stupid when they're strong?
Sounds like Rudo from Popeye.
Yeah, I understand them wanting to have him as comic relief, but I think they might be going a little overboard on the goofiness part of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough that after the adventures, they make Knuckles more like, well, he's already been like naive, gullible to begin with, but even more so like after the whole redesign for the Sonic Adventure series.
Yeah, they made him just basically grumpy and gullible.
You know, yeah. I gotta say though,
he's actually a lot less grumpy in this one though. He seems a lot nicer.
I will. Yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry.
I will say this. I think there was one scene from the TV series where I think the attempt to target Knuckles' comic relief without sounding stupid was probably matched up really good. And that's the scene where he's reading out the clipboard saying, I think I can make for a great sidekick. And Sonic's like, Knuckles, no. No, Knuckles. I'm like, that's perfect right there. That's Knuckles that can be comic relief without sounding stupid.
Right. And then we got let's see, Amy's got a new dress and a constant drunk look on her face from every shot they've shown on her.
Amy looks like she just raided Sonya's closet.
Hey there, big boy.
Why are her eyelids half down in every shot she's in? Yeah. And another thing that's bothering me with her is they're going to make her the more level-headed character, and they're going to make her the gymnastics, and they're basically making her the perfect little Sally Acorn girl instead of more of the silly teenage girl she used to be.
Well, at least she's not like stalker obsessive. I think that's the one good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's important that she has her immaturity too. I mean, it's one good thing about the Sonic cast I've always liked is they all have their own character flaws to them and make them more unique and stand out.
Now, here's my question.
Nobody's ever perfect.
Now, here's my question. Did they possibly age up Amy? Because there's no way that she can be like an archaeologist and be 12.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's aged up.
After all, it's like...
I'm pretty sure... I'm not sure of her age, but she looks like she could be 14 or 15 easily.
Yeah, I mean, I recall them saying that Knuckles had hit puberty, and that's why he's so much bigger now. I'm like, what?
Dude, man, that was
Who said that?
Who said that?
Trying to remember where I read that, but I'm like, pretty sure it was something semi-official. I'm like, and that's why he's designed that way? Okay.
Well, if you remember the behind-the-scenes videos they posted up on YouTube, is that Knuckles is supposedly from an alternate universe.
What?
No, that's a different Knuckles.
Different Knuckles?
Alternate universe Knuckles. They're kind of poking fun of alternate universes and stuff.
It's about to say. I'm like, what?
Well,
because alternate dimension Eggman attacked him with alternate dimension Octopus Bot, and he's like, "Oh, that's so alternate dimension me."
Okay, that's hilarious.
Yeah, you'll have to watch that again. Yeah,
I'll have to. It's been months since I've last seen it.
Dimension thing.
I don't know about you guys, but just after seeing the previews that they put together, I can at least put together how the first episode will go already. So,
well, yeah, the first episode looks like it's going to be about him replacing Tails as the sidekick. It seems.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a lot of scenes just from that episode, both in the trailer, and the first scene in the show, and then what they've shown for story synopsises.
Yeah. It's like you can just figure that episode out real quick.
Plot twist.
Yeah.
It's only a dream.
It's like the episodes are only like 10, 11 minutes each, and of course, and that's my bother. And the only thing I'm worried about is that Cartoon Network's going to do its usual rotation of its 11-minute shows. That they're going to play the first 6 episodes, and then they're going to start rotating old and new episodes for 30-minute slots.
Hmm.
Well, that makes sense. They have 52 episodes on order, so they could do 26 episodes a season, and it would make sense to have like one rerun from the week before, the week previous. So show the new one, and then rerun the one from the week previous.
Because that's what they did with Teen Titans, as far as I know. And I know they did it with one other series. But that seems to be the typical Cartoon Network rotation style.
Yeah, and the final redesign, I guess, is Sonic himself, who's got more of his spine sticking out, which I think is actually kind of a cool redesign to him.
It's not too bad.
That's what it'd be like. It wouldn't be always so smooth like it normally is.
Yeah.
With just these big spikes. So having tiny little spikes come out is kind of cool. I'm not that big on the on the brown scarf, really. I guess they're doing it to show he's adventurous. There was an old
I like the scarf.
there was a drawing they used to do. Somebody did like a serious redesign of all the characters. I forget his name right now. And he did an incredible job. And one of them was Sonic with a yellow scarf that would flow in the back. And it actually made sense, because that way when he's running, he's got this yellow scarf flapping back that kind of, showing off that his speed. Mm-hmm. But instead it's just this scrumped up scarf right at the bottom of his chin. And I don't know, I just didn't really care for that too much.
I like the scarf.
If I recall, it's supposed to be like a bandana that he can put over his face to avoid getting the sand in his eyes and stuff.
Yeah, there's different environments in the show. I've been noticing from both the show and the game. There's a desert environment, and there's a jungle environment, and I guess they live in huts in this show from what little I've seen of it. Plus, at E3, everything was in a hut. It was in different little huts.
It's probably
like a Gilligan's Island type scenario.
Considering that they end up in a jungle world, so to speak, from the initial reveal and stuff like that.
Yeah, plus there was that reveal of those storyboards that had been up on this one guy's site for over a year that nobody knew about.
Oh, yeah.
That's
that was a well-hidden secret.
Yeah.
Talk about hiding in plain sight.
And finally, the brand new character revealed, not Marine, a.k.a. Styx, the Badger, who has the same kind of color motif as Marine, has a hairstyling of the girl from Skies of Arcadia, and carries a boomerang with her. And here Marine has, of course, a thick Australian accent. So there's a lot of similarities, but I've talked to, Stephen Frost about that, and they didn't just, it wasn't just their idea. It was mainly Sonic Team itself that came up with the designs on Styx, from what I hear.
I just feel they could have done better. They just recycled the character.
It's possible that's why you see this so many similarities.
Well,
at least she's got a very different personality. Though. This one's more insane.
Well, yeah, it just crazy. I don't know. Maybe it just bothers me that they try to they just take a similar design. It's like they could have just taken a whole new design for a whole new character, but they end up taking the design that was pretty much from another character and then just taking a whole new character out of it. That's kind of like, I don't know, that's kind of like, almost sounds like a reverse recolor, maybe?
Not exactly recolor, because it's the same colors, but
that's why I said reverse recolor.
Reclothing, yeah. Reclothing, I guess, because even the hair, because Marine had like 2 boomerangs for ponytails, basically.
Yeah.
On her back, where here it's just one long hair, 2 big fat ponytails that equal out to like one big boomerang in the design. So there are quite a few similarities, but she's supposed to be the unique one. But now on to the cartoon itself. This is looking like the best part of this new franchise.
Yes.
From what we've seen in the videos. I mean, the humor in it actually looks funny. A little overly silly at times. Seems like they try to add more silly than humor, but there is some really good humor to its parts, especially Eggman.
Yes.
Eggman's always funny.
Mike really, nails Eggman as always.
Evil.
I think that's what it makes it so work out so good is the performances. They're all recording all in the same room, so they get kind of the same energy. They can bounce the energy off each other. And Mike Pollock's got a really good performance as far as humor goes.
Yeah. I mean, he's even funny on Facebook, so.
Yeah. Okay. He's all over the place. He really watches what we're talking about. He even posted on Segabits the other day, which I was all happy about.
Yeah, it's like you got a good actor when they keep an eye on the fandom that really respects him the most.
Yeah, and I think Roger Craig Smith does a really good job too. There was an interview with Roger on the latest Segabits Swinging Report show, and his natural voice actually has a little bit of Sonic in it, I noticed. So I guess when he does the voice, he just amps that up a little bit and adds a little bit of the snark to the voice itself.
Yeah.
Because I've heard him doing Cap and Batman, and they're very, very different voices.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like I listen to Captain America when I'm watching the Marvel cartoons, and I'm like, I can't believe that's Roger Craig Smith.
No, are you watching Avengers Assemble or Avengers Earth Mightiest Hero?
No, Avengers Assemble.
Oh, the crappy one, yeah.
Oh, come on! I like.
It was not that crappy.
I like Man of Action cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, his performance is great on it. I just think it's not a well written cartoon compared to Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I love it. Oh, I love it. In fact, I love many of the Man of Action versions of the Marvel cartoons that's been pumped out lately. Agents of Smash. Agents of Smash.
Ooh, Agents of Smash? Ugh.
What?
Oh, I hate
Oh,
that.
come
That
on.
was the dorkiest one of them all.
No, that's actually really good. I like it.
Ultimate Spider-Man can be funny from time to time, but that one's not that good.
I love
either.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
The only one I really liked was when he switched bodies with Wolverine. I thought that one was good.
I remember that. I think
But
we're
then they
getting off
repeated it
topic
again
here.
with the Hulk. Yeah. Because we were talking about Roger Craig Smith.
Yeah.
But then Cindy Robinson completely changed her voice role as Amy from that Minnie Mouse voice she's had for the longest time.
God.
Oh, yeah.
And now she sounds a lot more like Lisa Ortiz's voice.
Yes.
That's good.
And you could especially tell in the video game where she's kind of leading the team. Her voice has really changed.
Oh, yes,
greatly.
for sure. I was a lot happier. I thought they got a different voice actor at first, but if it's the same voice,
because she sounds completely different.
wow.
Yeah, big improvement on hers. Who's the voice actor who does Knuckles?
Travis Willingham.
Yeah, he still does a pretty good job. His voice has changed a bit because he's got like a separate sounding tone when Knuckles is acting goofy from when Knuckles is acting serious. It sounds almost like two different voices at times.
For me, so far, he sounds a lot like Dan Green to me, but that's just my opinion.
Well, that's a good thing. That's what you want. You want them to sound like the previous voice actor.
Well, I remember originally he sounded exactly like Dan Green, but ever since for the Boom universe, his voice seems to have gotten a lot deeper. So I think they wanted to they did that because he's so much more muscular now. So they wanted to make him sound more masculine. So they made his voice deeper. At least that's how I interpreted it. It seemed deeper now.
Yeah, because at first he's like, "Whoa, we're definitely not the beach anymore." Then, hey, there are things inside these things.
Don't forget delicious cream filling.
Great feeling.
I can't wait to get a hold of the game. Get to play the game at Comic-Con.
Okay, well, that's a perfect time to jump into that. Yeah, the Wii U game is more of an easy adventure game just to play through the story. But as far as a regular action video game goes, it's just very bland to me. I mean, yeah, you both I and Tanner have played it at E3.
Well,
And it has some good points, depending on who the characters you play as. Amy Rose plays really well in it, I think. She's got her this hammer spinning move that clears out all the little snake robots real easy. And her moves on the balance beam are really cool. And Sonic is all right. I like kind of like his homing attack mode for him to transport him. But when I was playing as both him and Knuckles in the mine area, Knuckles is just really slow. He's supposed to be like a real strong, so he clears the enemies fast. But it's just, I don't know, that particular level just bored the hell out of me.
Well, I'll probably give it a shot whenever I go to play, because I found that the only real good judge can be yourself. Because whenever I hear previews, I'll give a really good example. Back when Shadow the Hedgehog was announced, I thought this was going to be a sucky game because Shadow had a gun, and I thought it was going to be like a shooter thing, and I thought, and everyone was giving it bad previews, and I thought it was going to really be horrible, but I got a hold of the game. And now it's one of my favorite games because I love the way it plays. I just love the story, and I love the mechanics of it.
Okay, I remember that when playing Shadow the Hedgehog.
I can not disagree more on that one. But, I mean, if you like it, that's cool.
But that's what I'm saying. The only real judge can be you. You can't just depend on previews and expect someone to make the decision for you.
Yes, especially when it's in demo, because I remember going to E3 as an art student back in 2005. I tested out in at least 3 different game consoles, the GameCube, the Xbox, and the PS2. The PS2 is the most terrible version I ever played because it lagged a lot. It's like in the Xbox One, it ran smoothly, though there had a couple of glitches. But the GameCube, it barely had any glitches in it. So by the time I actually bought the game, I did pretty much enjoyed it on the GameCube version instead.
Yeah, it could be that it's just demoing bad. I mean, like Steve Frost says, it's hard to just tell just from a short demo on the show floor when you don't have the entire game's world, at scope. Plus, the reverse can happen too. I mean, Sonic Lost World demoed great at shows constantly. Then when it came out, a lot of people were disappointed.
I gotta tell you,
controls and some of the other things in it.
I gotta tell you, I was actually not impressed with the Sonic Lost World demo because I actually ended up walking away halfway through it. And I was ready to give up, but you had the Sega personnel there they actually had to sit there and try to teach me how to play this game. And this is the first time I had to have someone sit there and show me how to work the controls. That is pretty bad considering the other games, it's like I don't need anybody to be counseling me on how to play the game.
Oh my gosh, dude. I remember going there last year, trying it. I didn't get any help, and I just failed miserably on it. I'm like, it was so humiliating on my part. I'm like,
yeah,
what happened?
It had really good levels designed, but they added way too many control options to a Sonic game. I mean, a Sonic game is supposed to be just like running and pressing 1 or 2 buttons, and not adding all these extra buttons for, parkouring and doing this and that, and having a separate button for running, and it just didn't feel right.
Yeah, I was just not happy with.
I mean, once I got used to it, I thought it was a pretty good game. I mean, there's a lot worse Sonic 3D games out there, in my opinion, but yeah, the controls it took a while to get used to on that game.
I mean, yeah, there are worse games.
That's one thing. Where I'll say about Sonic Boom is that it's very easy to control and get into.
That's good.
The only problem you might have is lassoing the little snakes and worm things to throw at the enemies.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to.
It takes way too long to reel in those guys.
Kind of like big.
But other than that, it's very easy to play. It just feels a little bland on that. That said, though, I really enjoyed the 3DS version, which has more of a traditional style to it, but also has these really large levels for you to explore, and you switch up characters a lot on the fly to get through new areas and to get more items. Like there's one area you could stop at with Tails and use a remote version of the his submarine, which his name is escaping me right now. What's the name of his submarine?
The Sea Fox?
The Sea Fox, that's it, yeah, from the old Game Gear ones.
Okay.
So it becomes a whole new like mini game just to get the little item through there.
Okay.
And there's still like speeding and loop de loops, and there's parts where you can like swing on these little laser vines and stuff, and plenty of enemies to defeat. So it still has a traditional style while adding a lot of new elements to it. The bottom screen can be cumbersome to switch around with, but other than that, I thought it was really good.
Like I said,
Tanner, you've been kind of I'm sorry.
That's okay. Like I said, I can't wait to get my hands on it when I go to Comic-Con next week. Because, I really want to get a hold of this and play this myself.
Yeah, I might go there.
Outside Comic-Con because I couldn't get tickets, but my brother and my brother and his girlfriend are going, so I'm going to be hanging out with them. Tanner, you've been kind of quiet. What did you think of the games?
With the Wii U, the first thing after having watched the preview videos was my main dread was that the combat would be like the Sonic Unleashed night stages, which I personally didn't really like most of the time. But fortunately, the combat actually went by really quick for me. I'm like, this isn't so bad. I mean, it could be a little bit more interesting, but it's not that bad. So that was my primary concern, was that it would take forever to get past the combat areas, but fortunately that wasn't the case.
That's good. Mm-hmm.
The 3DS version, I tried that, and it was alright. I mean, I never seemed to really get into the 2D games as much as anybody else, but I think it also may have been I was getting used to the controls, so it took me 6 minutes to finish one stage. And I'm like, this probably should be a little bit shorter, but I imagine if I went back and tried it with more skill, I'd probably get through it faster. But overall, it was enjoyable, and I really hope that the full version of the Wii U will be a lot better, because the record shows they didn't seem to really bring their best to E3, so I'm hopeful that whatever the final version has will be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, is my friend Alex, it took him 20 minutes to get through the main level of the 3DS version. Like, yeah, because that mage is pretty big and it's easy to get lost in, I guess.
Well,
but
it sounds
also
like
2 other levels in it. Like, there's the Sonic Rivals area of the 3DS version, and that actually plays better than Sonic Rivals, where you're racing one-on-one against another character. I'm surprised how well that works.
It sounds like the gameplay sounds kind of easy from what you're telling me, and I actually kind of like that, because I'm the kind of...
Yeah, if you want to get a game like this where you just want to play through the story, it seems very easy so far.
Good, because that's the kind of gamer I am. I play for the story.
Eggman boss was especially easy.
That's good. Yeah, I'm the kind. I know people like they like a challenge, but I'm the type of person I love playing for. The story. That's the kind of gamer I am.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot of stuff to unlock, and you'd have to switch between characters. If you stay as one character on a level, you can go back to that level as a different character and find new things like that. I just think there needed to be something to make it more exciting, but so far it's looking just so, in my opinion. All right, and in other news, we got the comic book Sonic Boom that was just announced.
Yes!
Yay!
Yay! The third Sonic comic.
Yay!
So, let me see. We got Ian Flynn doing the writing once again, and Evan Stanley, who was at Sonic Revolution, who will be doing the art. And she seems like she was born to do this particular comic.
I know,
her
right?
style fits so well in the Sonic Boom. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because I've seen debates breaking out over the comic book, and I think one person made a comment, it's like, what good is this comic other than going straight into the trash? And I'm like, that is so disrespectful to say, because there are people who put a lot of work into this comic, and for you to say it should go straight into the garbage without, even looking into it, that's disrespectful right there.
Seriously, that's ridiculous, because Sonic X was made as more of a children's comic, and was done way more in the comedy sense, and that was a great show. I mean, a great comic book. It was very funny at times.
Yeah. But I could tell where Ian was running out of ideas towards the end there.
Yeah, cool. Well, the problem with that is that he was stuck in a particular format. He can only stay in one particular place and time.
Yeah.
Where here they're kind of just going with the flow of the show. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be, I guess, self-contained stories. Each issue is a self-contained story. Except, I guess, the initial story is 80 pages, they said.
Yeah.
I don't think that's for one issue. I think that's like for 2 or 3 or 4 issues, I guess.
Oh, Jason, I need to interrupt here for a moment because we got an incoming challenger in this podcast. Maybe we should make note of the fact that we have an incoming challenger before we continue with this podcast.
Here comes a new challenger.
So, say hello to Jerry from Serenity 7.
Hello, everyone. I am Jerry.
Hey, Jerry. How you doing?
I am doing swell. The power was off 3 hours. It was glorious, so.
Anyway, yeah, like I said, we're just talking about the comic book. But what I thought was hilarious is everybody was concerned that suddenly this is going to push off Sonic Universe and keep that from happening anymore. It was going to cancel out Sonic Universe, and I was like, why? The regular Archie comics has like 5 or 6 separate titles.
Well,
Sonic sells more than Archie, so why would they have to kill off Sonic Universe?
I could see the concern because they actually, they canned Sonic X in time to put in for Sonic Universe. So, there's that fear that Sonic Universe was going to get canned in favor for the Sonic Boom comic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing is, with the Sonic Universe, it's just side stories.
Yeah,
what goes on after it.
It is. And I really love Sonic Universe. I really hope they continue that one for a while. And besides, now that Sonic's got like 500 million spin-off reprint titles.
Yeah, really. Especially, and what sucks is now that with this whole Penders mess, they're still doing the reprint digests and the magazines, while only being really able to use either the earliest of early Sonic stories or stuff that from Ian Flynn on. So a lot of those reprints are very recent stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I guess the next digest in October is going to go into the new universe already in certain in certain stories. Now with the comic book coming out in October, the toys coming out in August, I guess next month, and the video games coming out in November, I'm guessing the cartoon itself is probably going to be out either late September or early October at this time.
Yeah, I think the cartoon is supposed to be October, and then the game is November.
Yeah, because they wouldn't be having all this out without the cartoon coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because for a while they were saying, it's going to be in the 2004-2015 release area. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't be out in the fall.
Actually, that reminds me. I actually pre-ordered the 3DS version of Sonic Boom at GameStop like last month, and it has only the date for December, but it's just like temporarily.
They tend to do that temporarily.
Yeah.
Did it say December 1st?
Yes.
If it says the 1st, that's a temporary date.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but they didn't have.
First.
Yeah, but didn't have the Wii U one yet.
Huh.
I think what's going to really be harrowing is that you got 2 separate Sonic Boom games coming out in November, and then there's some other good games that are coming out in November, like the new World of Warcraft expansion coming out then. So my money is going to be. I think
that's me every November.
I think Charlie's wallet's
every
going to cry.
In fact, I'm lucky.
My wallet is going to cry.
October.
It's always been crying.
My wallet's been dead. Payday's next week.
Thank you.
I just got paid today, and I can barely spend any of it because I got to save it up for next week for Comic-Con.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or for San Diego, I should say. I'm not actually going to Comic-Con.
I gotta save up to change the alternator in my car.
I just changed one in my dad's truck. Alternators. You need charge boost.
Kenner and Ladise, are you going to San Diego next week or no?
No, you go ahead.
Unfortunately, no, but I found out that apparently being in the business lets you get complimentary entry, so I'm going to try for next year, but not this year, unfortunately.
I call dibs for next year. Dibs.
My fault is I'm press and at Sonic Stadium and I didn't register early enough this time because normally I register I can register in the summer around May or so, but whenever the first three you can do that for 3 years, but then after that you have to re-register all over again, and this year it was done a lot earlier than I was expecting. I just couldn't get it ready in time, and then I couldn't buy tickets in time either. All right, well, in other Sonic news, last week Sonic Jump Fever came out, and this is a sequel of sorts to Sonic Jump. Although, while Sonic Jump was basically a regular style of game that was level per level, progressed over time, this is completely score-based. And so far just has 3 different types of zones to it.
Yeah, and you still lead.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Adam Tough. Woo! Yeah, I've been leading most of the time, but he's kicking my butt this time. I see that.
Adam's clearly kicking everybody's butt.
He kicked everyone's butt in Sonic Dash. He had like 15 million. I was like, Jesus Christ, how long do you play that?
It's like if Jason's not on the top of the list, then it's Adam at the top of the list.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, it's another free-to-play game, but this time, unlike Sonic Dash, where you can play as much as you want, there's a limited amount of energy. So once that's used up, you can either watch ads or just wait for 20 minutes to an hour for your gauge to go back up. And now they have, instead of having to spend all your money, all your red rings to buy extra characters, you have character tokens, which makes the characters you want to unlock cheaper and cheaper as the more character tokens you collect. So this is kind of a nice touch, because then I can just spend my red rings on power-ups and other things. I don't have to save them all up for extra characters. That's kind of nice. But the game overall, I prefer the original one, I think. I don't like having to constantly be cut off the game and just having it basically repeat levels over and over just to do a score chase.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the game?
I personally feel that they could have worked it out to where it was just like an automated jump, because the whole point of just like having your phone like flat is like you're driving like a car, like they've done it in the iPhone commercials. Because the first day I was like literally just holding my phone in my hand, vertically, and I didn't know you were supposed to move it with the gyroscope.
Yeah.
I was like,
this is a game you cannot play laying down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was literally just going to the left for like 5 rounds of my energy. I'm like going, why? And then what am I doing wrong?
You never played that, I guess, Doodle Jump or any of those others that use the gyro?
No, this is actually my first game playing with this system, with the gyro. I'm like, why am I going to the left so freaking much? And I kid you not, my best score just without knowing this was like 10,000 points. I'm like, why? And then I'm like, okay, maybe if I just lay my phone down and hold it like if I'm holding like a little Pop-Tart in front of my hand, in front of the starving children. Okay, let's try this. Oh, there we go. Now I have more control, more accuracy.
Yeah, right.
Would you like a Pop-Tart?
Yeah, what's weird is the endings of the levels, and I was used to Sonic Jump where I was trying to reach to the top of the level, and here once you run out of time, you're just instantly at the top, and you get into a weather balloon and take off as fast as you can while you're trying to flick.
Child.
Throw the poor animals.
The first time I did that, I was flicking them and they were flying off the map. I was like, oh, I'm doing it too hard.
Yeah, me too.
Sonic's just taking off as fast as he can. Like, screw you guys, I'm out of here.
Screw you guys.
Out of here.
You're flinging them all to the death in their hair. Aw, every time one of them falls
No,
to their
no.
death.
It's
Honestly, my favorite part about doing that is like getting the chickens and getting them near the heat ports of the hot air balloon. Hot chicken.
what's the barbecue?
No,
No,
you
I
do
just
it-
had
you do that
barbecue
with the
chicken.
piggies.
Oink, oink.
Like, hey, say, aren't you Porker Lewis? Yes, I'm kicking you off. There you go.
Honestly,
yeah,
honestly, when I hit like the little piggies, I'm reminded of that one short from Kaduyu, from Sonic Shorts. Sonic frees up this one little badnik, and it's
Oh.
like a little piggy. Remember
it's
that?
in midair.
No, it's like Sonic frees up the little animal. The little animal turned out to be a little pig, and Sonic's looking at that little pig. He's like, "Oh, thank you, Sonic, for saving me." Why are you looking at me like that?
I remember that short.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
I
like,
remember that.
To Sonic's eyes, it turned into a nice little chili dog. That's what I like. That's what I like about that one short from
Ah,
Kaduyu.
good.
Anyway,
Wait,
the
it's good.
final little bit of Sonic news, I guess, is the live action / animated Sonic movie that's due out in 2015, 2016. Yeah, it's coming from Sony and Sega's own Marsda Animation Studios,
Yay.
and
Yay.
done by the guys who gave us the Smurfs, which that does not give me any hope whatsoever.
Oh God, that's actual true definition on the spikes and quills. Jesus Christ!
I
know,
gotta say,
Shane likes his first Smurf.
yeah,
Well,
the first Smurfs movie. I didn't like the second one as much, but the first Smurf movie, in my opinion, wasn't that bad. In fact, I was expecting a train wreck, and it was actually a lot better than what I was expecting. So that's just my opinion.
As long
To be
as
honest,
you
I
don't-
never saw
Oh.
either of them.
I've seen bits and parts of the first one and bits and parts of the second one.
I'll
First
be
one
right
made
back.
sense.
Just a moment. I'm sorry.
Can you see ultra high definition with that kind of movie?
Anything that's messed up becomes very apparent.
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of like when it comes to movies, it's like kind of iffy. I mean, is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be bad? I'm like, it's 50-50 that. Yeah.
As long as it's, I want to put this without being mean. Oh wait, who cares? As long as it's better. Well, crap.
Well,
I'm
at
trying to
least
be
it's not
nice.
direct.
The fan film. I'll just leave them 2 words there. That's a,
The writer, in my opinion, at least they got a writer that actually, really appreciates the Sonic.
yeah, no, but he's been
stuff.
posting stuff. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. At least the writer at least appreciates the whole Sonic stuff, and you can really tell, especially with the fact that he uses Charmy as an icon. Charmy. I mean, that's like
Eh.
hardcore Sonic stuff right there.
Appreciate the little bugger.
Sorry about that. My brother called.
That's okay.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, we were talking about the movie itself.
Yeah, we were talking about how the writer is actually a nice, I wouldn't say hardcore Sonic fan, but definitely immersive in the Sonic
Yeah.
fandom.
Yeah, that's it's the one thing that sounds good, but the thing is, they can easily replace that writer real quick. That tends to happen a lot in Hollywood, where it's usually the producer that wants a certain way on the movie, and if he's not happy with what the writers are writing, they'll dump those, take some other ideas, and put it with another movie. That's what happened with Super Mario Brothers movie. It went through like about a dozen writers.
That explains a lot of things.
Yeah. So it's good that he's a big Sonic fan and he's staying with the community and everything. But like I said, he's one writer out of the team, so that's both a good thing and that doesn't mean a whole lot at the same time.
I was kind of worried when he first joined Facebook. He was going to get bombarded by people.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Really
my
not a
God.
question. How many chili dog jokes is going to be in there?
Oh boy.
Hey guys, I got bad news.
What?
Guess who's going to be at Comic-Con?
Panda?
No, not Penders. Not
Ah.
Penders. At least I haven't come across
Well-
the scene yet.
Well, he is going to
Okay.
be there.
But
Okay.
think of another bad Sonic artist.
Ron Lim, but he's,
There you
he's
go.
everywhere.
Ah. Ugh.
Well, yeah, no,
I
no,
already-
he's a good regular comic book artist. I've picked up some stuff he's worked on, like Thanos and X-Men 2099 and that. And when he draws humans and regular comic book stuff, he tends to have a George Perez style to him that works well for him. But for some reason, when he jumps onto Sonic, he cannot draw Sonic at all. He just
Yeah.
comes up with
He
these weird.
cannot. He
Giant
cannot.
eyeball of death.
He,
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
It's
one
like one of them
giant.
ice creams.
he
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
not
eyeballs
even
are
a round
misplaced.
one; it's a giant square eyeball.
Hey, you
thing
know
is
what?
just
I
weird.
actually asked them to draw for me, and he just did a quick Sonic drawing with only marker. He didn't use a pencil or anything. He just did it in marker, like really quick. Didn't charge me for it, thankfully, but still.
Scott
How
Shaw
bad was
charged
it?
me about
It was
$30. Scott Shaw charged me about $30 for a Sonic drawing that I wanted as a compilation of both him and Ben Bates on one page.
Yeah.
So like it was for Sonic Generations, so that's kind of like what I wanted to do with it. But he does the same drawing for kids for free, but when it comes to an adult, he charges like $30.
Well, I guess since kids can pay, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
if
It's
you
like,
wanna,
I guess that's his way of building up the kids fan base, because of course he's more of a children's artist. He does Annoying Orange right now, I think.
Oh my god.
if you want a drawing from him, just get your little nephew, little cousin. Hey, go get a drawing from him.
All right.
Use them as bait. Oh
Or if you want to get kids who are Sonic fans at your booth, even though you don't draw Sonic or write for Sonic anymore, you just put a bunch of Sonic merchandise out there, then try to show off your new project where you got a Knuckles lookalike added to your cast.
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding. I was acting like I was going to go off on a rant on Ken Penders there.
Buckle
Oh yeah, that's
bitches.
that Praetorian is totally Knuckles.
yeah. It's like, you can't even hide that. You can't hide it behind a stupid hat and
But
a
the thing is,
goatee.
he has the hat in the 20 years later storyline. He has that exact same hat, only with different symbol. There's different symbols on the
And
hat
it's like
itself.
the hat
He
came
even
from
has
the
the
anime.
cybernetic. He has the same cybernetic eye, and the hat came from the anime. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's like there's no hiding it at this point. You're just ripping off a style at this point.
He's literally using Knuckles in a story where he legally can't use Knuckles.
Yeah, and I will say this: the art itself actually looks pretty nice in itself, but it's still a ripoff.
Oh god.
If you say so.
The
But
Ken
from what I,
Penders art's
from what I
creepy.
hear, he's going to be doing a lot of reposes and poses and stuff, and then reusing them. And from what I've understand, from what I've heard his forum and the SSMB forums, it sounds like he might be using that computer animation artist on his book and just having them take the models.
He said that he prefers the 3D he prefers 3D style, and he said that's what he was trying to shoot for in the first place.
So creepy. That one picture he posted out one day.
Because Linda looks not Linda. Yeah,
Linda?
looks so horrible.
So creepy.
I know, right?
So awful.
Yeah.
Like Tales from the Crypt.
That's why I said that Knuckles himself looked better than the previous stuff, but it's still ripoff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically it. I think we're out of topics for this episode. This is going to be kind of a monthly podcast up until the show starts up and running, because we're not going to have a whole lot to talk about until the Sonic Boom stuff actually comes out.
Yeah.
We can
So
still
we'll
rip on Knuckles' hat.
Right. So we'll be seeing you back in We'll be seeing you in August with the next episode. And thank you very much. Anybody want to say anything before we sign off?
I can't really think of anything other than I'm trying to assemble a website like I've done in the past for Sonic Underground and Sonic Anime. SonicUnderground.net, SonicAnime.net for Sonic X, and I'm trying to do something for Sonic Boom, but I've been so busy with new stuff, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it out in time.
I'd say that I hope to see everyone who's listening here at Sonic Boom in New York in October.
Yeah, that particular one I'm not really interested in this year. Once I realize there's going to be no Aaron, no Takashi Iizuka, no Crush 40. It's just mainly going to be like Sonic Boom and probably Stephen Frost, and that's about
Sonic
it.
Boom Light.
And mine is Aaron minus him.
Yeah, it's Sonic Boom Light. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Sonic
Yeah.
Boom Diet.
Diet. Ultra diet.
Although I may
No
still
sugar
go to New York
added.
for the Comic-Con this
Splenda.
year.
In my honest opinion, I think New York got seriously screwed because
they
they finally get Sonic Boom, and what happens? Everybody just leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really going to miss Aaron, though, because
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to him every time we did a convention or anything. He was always a great guy.
Yeah, he was really, really, really
Sure.
cool.
We miss you, Aaron.
Aaron, come on, miss man.
Come back.
Okay, and that's going to be it for this episode. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening, and we're Sonic Heroes.
Bye, guys.
I'm going to have to come
Bye.
up with a new catchphrase.
Farewell.
And that's it.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, I think it's going to happen.
Okay.
There is no circumstance that you can handle. When you use your mind, Mr. Bad got it good. When this ain't his neighborhood, he's taking over. No. Time is now, he can hide. Find the power deep inside and make it happen. Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. Running faster. Save the planet from disaster.